Episode 3. What's happening, y'all? Our Spark TV. This is the OG and Nephew show. We glad y'all here. Welcome back. The Cleveland Guardians are the AL Central champions, and that's why we representing them today with everything we doing. That's the hometown crew that's always been steady and consistent for a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, we a little spoiled. We used to always go into the playoffs for the past few years, but it's always an honor and a privilege to be in the postseason.
Could never take it for granted.
Yeah. So
kudos to them for not quitting. Like, I listened to the town and the energy and what's said on other outlets. As soon as the season started or the team struggled, the team, I mean, not the team, but the energy from the city just dropped. Like this, it becomes this real negative energy of like things can't turn around. That's it, you know. And I think people have to stop thinking like that. I think that's why this city hasn't garnered as many championships as it had. They live still off of the olden days, and I think during that time span, they took it for granted. So we definitely cannot, like you said, it's an honor and privilege to take these moments for granted.
yeah. Rocchio hit the walk-off homer, but we already had kind of clinched everything, but he just sealed it with in a grand fashion with the walk-off. And as you said, we was talking earlier, the city went crazy.
Yeah, it was fitting.
You know,
It was fitting how everything went down. They created their own destiny. Kudos to them.
they will be playing today in Cleveland at 1:08 p.m. It's a home game for us, so that we just gonna keep riding that momentum because it just happened over the weekend. And with baseball, they get right to it. So they playing in a couple hours actually. So the Tigers have been on the slide, Detroit. So they actually came back to overtake them. They were 15 and a half games behind them in July. So within the past 2 months, they rallied back and got the Central Division. So yeah, shout out to them.
Definitely.
We had some major matchups. Not to keep giving Jerry and the Cowboys any shine, but it was just a major matchup the NFL put together with Micah return, and it was no winner. It was a 40-40 overtime tie, but the game was entertainment, and I did highlight it. You know, it just happened that way, and it was a great fitting to the game. Micah came back in. They had him out, and he came back in for that last scoring drive, and they wanted to win the game, and he stopped them from winning. So that caught my eye about him. Did you get to see that?
Which game? Cowboys Packers? Yeah, I watched it definitely.
Like we said, the Cowboys gonna give you some entertainment game.
But like
and
I
Lamb
said,
wasn't even playing.
But like I said, no identity on defense, and they're getting torched. They're getting torched on the back end. And I think a lot of things that are happening, you're seeing coming to fruition, those needing those third downs, those series of third downs, or getting 3 and out, or how many, but just getting them in a position where they have to punt. You're not seeing that. They're giving up a lot of that during the games, where, especially in moments where the offense might be stalling. You know, so now you're putting the pressure back on the offense to have to score, keep up. So
and it was like a little bit of that but it was like a shootout. That game, it was like back and forth. So both teams are pretty much evenly matched, but it's just gonna come down to what the team collective does leading into those heavier weeks down the stretch.
But coaching does matter.
Okay.
Coaching does matter, as we have seen here.
Yeah.
With ours. Yeah.
It's like like we said, you go in thinking you want to have the season go one way, and you got to be able to adjust, man, and adjust quick.
Yeah.
And you wait too long, that hill, that snowball is just gonna keep going.
This is not the game. Sorry about that. This is not the sport where you waste time. Because these men are putting their lives, their bodies on the line each year, and you keep taking life off of their career because you're trying to get it together. You're trying to get it right when it's right there in front of you.
And it's the sport with the least amount of games as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to lock in by game 4, week 4.
And like I said, episode 1 is the lowest paid professional sport, and it's yet the most violent. So you have to understand, like, that players don't have time to lose.
Right.
You know, and that's why
a lot of players are taking their careers into their own hands.
And that's why a lot of these organizations be thinking the coach run. No, them players run their team.
Right.
Because they understand, you know. But yeah, at the same time, the good ones, they're not allowing it. There's not no peer mutiny, because that means that's a good organization. They're doing right by their players. You know? So it's all about competency.
The Ravens, one of the top teams, they suffered an ugly loss. And Lamar got hurt. Looked like his hand a little bit.
Can I make a statement on that? A lot of people saying he wasn't hurt.
He just wanted to
get out.
Get on.
I'm not trying to make no hot take. I ain't trying to be disrespectful.
And you'll see it though.
But there's some grumbling out there. There's some grumbling out there. There's some photos out there where he just had a headband and some gloves wrapped around his thigh. A towel. Oh, you saw it. Yeah.
And they was, I think they was pulling his leg with the cart.
Yeah. Talking about, you know, making it look like he had some ice.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what's going on out there. It looked like they having a little trouble with their his protection the last game, but I mean, they just
you
got on sync for you know.
So this is the thing: if you have an offense and a offensive line built on groundwork, meaning running the ball,
right?
If you're not able to run the ball, defense pinning their ears back. They coming. It's a very simple game. Stop the run. Now they become predictable. Now show us you can stand in the pocket. Show us you got trust in your line and timing. They got to do the linemen now got to do their job, but they really operate off of that mauling the defender, getting that feeling of dominance. So when they are in their pass, they're more confident in their technique. But if they're not dominant, if they're not able to control the line of scrimmage, now the defensive line got an advantage. Like, oh, man, it's all psychological. But it just comes down, you got to do your job.
Adjust. You got the whole game to adjust. And like you said, you got to adjust quick.
You got to do your job.
You know, they just up in that press box, you just trying to, you know, they plan their whole day out, man. You can't just keep going once they figure you out, man. You got to switch over, man. Like, you can't just keep calling these plays and sending them into traps. Like, they just like deer in headlights.
Remember I was telling you about a lot of these plays, especially the Browns offense, the route trees on a lot of these plays. His offense is rooted in an older style offense that's still prevalent, but he hasn't made any adjustments of it. He hasn't created his own lane. He's using somebody else's formula.
And that's been seen already. We got the NFL scores from last week. We had the Broncos 28, Bengals 3, Jets 21, Dolphins 27, Ravens 20, Chiefs 37. Bears put up 25 against the Raiders, and they had 24. So that was a good game. The Colts had 20, Rams 27. Seahawks 23, Cardinals 20. Vikings 21, Steelers 24. The Commanders had 27, Falcons 34. Chargers 18, Giants 21. The Titans put up a goose egg versus the Texans 26. The Eagles 31 versus the Bucks at 25. Panthers 13, Patriots 42. The Saints 19, Bills 31. The Browns 10, Lions 34. Jags 26. 49ers 21. The Colts 20. Rams 27. We back. The Browns lose a bad game. Flacco looked flat. We just look like ducks in the water, the NFL water. The question was posed: should the Rooks get a shot, seeing that the season is almost cooked, or if not cooked already? Or should they just keep riding out the vet that they paid for the season until the line improves? Because if the line don't improve, throwing rookies out there, you're gonna get the same result.
It's a lot of factors in this. So they run the ball decently, and that's only because you have a good running back, young running back. The other running backs isn't giving you much. And it goes back to the thing that I said about interior play. We're cooked on the ends, and then that affects the inside. So if the individuals can't hold their own weight, you're gonna have these leaks. You're gonna have what you have. So therefore, yes, it is affecting the quarterback play, but there are other signs that the quarterback isn't holding his weight either.
And do you feel that there's anybody to go get? I see that the Browns just signed somebody.
They just made a trade with the Texans and got Cam Robinson.
Okay.
All right. So right now, we won't be successful on offense and as a team as a whole until the things that we're having a problem with get fixed, and that's that O-line. And this is where we're missing the coaching. Like, we have to understand the coach we had, Callahan, possibly a Hall of Famer based on his resume. Even though right now they're struggling in Tennessee, but it just shows coaching does matter. Like, you have to have coaches that really, and I'm not saying they're not doing this, but there has to be a level of reinforcement. If your technique bad, then we got to drill that technique in you. And this is where they had to compromise on play calling. This is where I was talking about the route tree. Like, all this is coincided, and this is our head coach. It's forte. He was all so-called offensive coordinator. And he was with the Vikings. That's why he got hired. But they hired him with the possible having the skills of leadership of being a head coach based on analytics, whatever. But you have to look at people's philosophy. That's the first thing as coaches we do. Hey, what's your philosophy on the game? What do you believe in?
They might have, and that they might have been so happy with the prospect of getting him, like he was saying.
At that time,
they rushed him into a head coaching job. He should have went to training camp.
But I think as an organization, you have to look long term. Okay, eventually we want you to give up the duties of offensive coordinator and calling the plays. That's my issue with him. He needs to give up play calling. I don't want to hear about he won coach of the year and all that. His play. You cannot be an offensive coordinator. That's your forte. And you're the head coach of a NFL team, and you're dead last in offense. You're
trying to manage too much.
You're not very good at your job. There's a lot of teams that have injuries. There's a lot of teams. There's no excuses in this game.
Yeah, and throwing. I know people saying, people will start to say, especially the major outlets, they're gonna try to talk about getting the rookies in there. But me personally, if that line isn't right, hopefully they can get some improvement with what they brought in.
But if you got a good quarterback and you know your line is struggling, the good quarterbacks know what they do. They get that ball out early. So when you start doing that, hitting with the short game, now you got to add more coverage.
And the Eagles was, they do a lot of that short game. They'll slow walk you to a win.
But you gotta have a quarterback to recognize it. Like Flacco, he's a shell. It look like he's a shell of himself. And like I said, I'm not trying to take away that the offensive line is a part of it and is contributing, but he's also part of the problem too. And that's the thing. Like, you got all these. Like, a lot of people want to say we don't have weapons. We got some pieces. It's just about getting the ball, playing, calling the right plays, recognize the defense. So for me, when I see this, the plays that we're seeing against, once you recognize what the coverage is and what the defense trying to do, you look like, are you not preparing for these games?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, man, we got 7 games between these. Like, are you going home and doing nothing?
It feels like it, but we know they're professional.
Yeah. So, switching to local sports. St. Ed's, they took a loss last week. And Archbishop, they keep rolling, and they got another win over Walsh Jesuit, 19-14.
St. Ed's lost to Massillon.
Yep. So, and Benedictine, they took a win over St. Ignatius, 16-14. So,
What's Benny's record this year?
it's not good. I think they only got like 2 wins.
2 wins?
Yeah. And then next, they play this week, Thursday. They'll be playing St. Ed's. So it's, 2 teams took a loss, but their major rivalries.
Battle of the parochials.
Yeah. So that'll be big this week.
I don't think we've had this matchup in a long time where the parochial schools play each other in the same year.
Okay.
I might have to look back and make sure.
Yeah, they so that's gonna be interesting because both of them they'll be looking to bounce back from what they just took.
It could be a good battle.
So I'm actually going to try to go to that game just because I wanted to go to the Maple game versus Shaw this week.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead since I'm from Bedford, you from Maple. Like you said, it's always been there. It's a tradition. It's almost like
I don't know if they even look at it like that anymore.
Yeah, it used to, but for us, always.
And I'm not trying to downplay the generation. I haven't been and tapped in with going to local games like I used to by being a high school coach, varsity coach. So, I don't know. I had to, like I said, I had to tap back in, and
I don't think it's as big as it used to be.
I mean, it's not even
it's
that.
always there.
It's just I think you play for pride.
Mm-hmm.
It's a conference game, and the conference. That's another thing. Everything has changed. The divisions,
mm-hmm.
teams been swapped out, dropped out, and we gotta understand with the division thing. That's all about enrollment.
Okay.
And that just shows that there's a lot of kids that's not in school because a lot of these schools have dropped because of enrollment, just the size difference.
And that should be a major focus with the neighborhoods, just trying to get these kids. Like, it shouldn't be a normal sight to see kids hanging on the porch all day. Yeah. And you can see in their face how old they are. Like, come on, man.
Be up at the store early in the morning. I've seen it.
House full of kids. Like, I mean, come on, where the parents? Come on, where the aunties? Like, where they at. You leaving all this on the city officials and everybody to take care of your children. Man, get them in school.
But you know
opportunities.
I know who else is a part of the solution that could be part of the solution is peers.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are going to school.
Looking back at the Browns, what would if you were in the office and you were trying to like we said, they just made a move last night actually, like early in the day yesterday. They got the Cam Robinson, but what moves would you make if you were invited into the office and told we are trying to go towards a championship, not just a busted season?
So what's the scenario you said?
Yeah, like what would you try to go get if you could now?
What's needed?
Yeah, like blaring.
First of all, the season's already started. It ain't about what's needed. You don't even know what you have.
Mm.
You let Kenny Pickett go for a reason. You got these 2 young quarterbacks.
Okay.
And this is my belief. Gabriel is Stefanski's quarterback. That's who he wanted. And Shador is Barry's quarterback. Mm-hmm. Andrew Barry, the GM. So there's already division. They started the season off like this. You wasted games. You wasted people's ability and effort.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all refused to make a decision.
And it's like the other players that's doing their jobs, they seeing it. I was just thinking it the other day.
So you can't be mad when people say it's the same old Browns, the incompetency. It's a joke.
Gary signed that contract, but once it start getting sticky, the city, man, you can't be mad when these people want to go see if the grass is greener somewhere.
But you want to raise ticket prices and all that. You want to move it, but you ain't even gave a great consistent product.
Yeah, we don't have a quarterback to say this is my house going into this new stadium.
But that's the thing. You don't even know what you have. Mm-hmm. Stop playing this game and play these boys.
Yeah. The city behind both of them at this point.
It don't matter.
We behind both of them.
Look, it don't even really matter. We just want to win.
Yeah.
That's all.
Give them a chance.
We just look, and people are going to hold true to it. We had Baker, we let him go. This is something people don't want to recognize. Baker thought he was bigger than the program. He didn't respect the front office. That's why he came in demanding what he demanded, and he wasn't worth that money. He hadn't proved enough to even be in that conversation.
And this is his second stop after us.
More than that, no.
Oh, he had another one? How many after us?
He left us, went to Carolina, then he went to the Rams,
Okay.
then he ended up Tampa Bay.
Okay. So, I forgot about I ain't know the Rams.
Yeah,
It's a
that
little
one year,
step.
yeah.
But, I mean, it clearly wasn't a mistake, but what you
But
got to
absolutely,
last episode,
but
you got to find who wants to work with you.
This is another thing.
Yeah.
He's a talent. We all saw it.
Yeah.
So I'm not bashing. He's a baller.
Yeah.
But at that time, his mental, what he was on.
Too much.
So he went through what he went through to be at the place where he's at. So everything happened for a reason.
Exactly.
And they took a gamble like the rest of the league was willing to take a gamble for the whole Deshaun Watson situation.
Yeah.
So where we at, I feel like everything still is falling in place, but it's these self-made stumbling blocks. So it's like, do you really care about winning, the fan base, your players? Like, that's why you're a sports organization, to compete to be the best. But I see a lot of hindrances and games, and there's opinions, and then you got the media, which really shouldn't have any effect, but it's a certain energy that's created that hovers over this city. There's no way we have great talent that comes out of this state.
Because we talk about the talent in the state as well.
But yet our professional teams are jokes.
And it's like they just overlooking, these people love to play the game. Like,
we know the game.
You gotta look at home first, man, because the hunger is here.
It's not even just that. We know sports, and when you have that energy already here, but you got one piece, one chain that takes away, and you can't control that. None of us can control that. That's why you shouldn't worship. Don't worship this team. Enjoy the game, love the game for what it is, but don't worship. No, that's becomes an idol now. So, yeah, I think just as fans that love the game and hearing stories of what it used to look like, I think that's what this my generation is looking for, because we saw them have a consistent team with Bernie, the early Brian Sipe years, but we didn't see when they were perennial champions, best talent in the league. And it just seemed like as a fan base, we're chasing the glory years, and that's why you should appreciate these moments of greatness and not act like they're given to you, like you're supposed to have it. Nah, like there should be appreciation of these moments.
And we stand behind the team. So this week's game, we're gonna try to film live at the Lazy Days Cafe food truck, and they're gonna do a soft run. We'll be might go live or something like that during the game and show what they cooking up over there. Sticking with the NFL, they did choose a halftime show performance for the music.
Here you go to Cheese in, man.
Yeah, I wanted to dive into a segment, seeing that Jay-Z runs the music. I see he's trying to branch out with representation, but I wanted to ask who would you like to see on the stage, knowing with those dynamics in place right now? We don't know what's going to happen later because everything got a time in the season, so he could be.
You want to be
out
honest?
soon,
It's about, okay, what audience you trying to reach? Like, what's the demographic on the numbers when it talks about the whole of who's watching the game? If you're trying to reach the money, it's going to probably be legacy acts. If you're talking about the younger generation, it's whoever who's hot, whoever they connected to on a vibration level, because it's all vibration, like that energy is real.
And then
However
they bring it in there.
I think you see the artists they pick, you understand the message they're trying to send.
Bad Bunny, they're reaching out to the Puerto Rican Hispanic population.
The Afro, what they call that genre, the Afro reggaeton.
Yeah, crossover, because he do a little bit of everything.
But I know people.
This year he went pop because the last couple of years he been bringing back the hip hop legends, and he did that first, and then Rihanna and Kendrick last year. So look like he just spreading it out a little bit. But who would you like to see on
Don't even matter. I never
before
got,
like I said, he could have a few more years. This could be his last season.
You want to know the truth?
But he a student of the game too, Jay-Z. So
There's no good.
He got reach.
Like, what good music? Like, I'm not into the pop and all that, unless it's a good R&B or you know what I'm saying. Like that's was always my lane, R&B, hip hop. You know.
So if Bad Bunny could bring out a legend from your era, that'd be crazy because they always trying to do something crazy.
I don't know nothing about him, so I don't know.
Yeah,
his
he
taste.
try to rap.
Yeah,
he try to.
I'd rather just sit back and see what he presents. You know, people get
usually
into
we
it.
go get something to eat at halftime.
Look, halftime has become his own show itself. So, like a lot of times, if it ain't a good ad, people ain't watching. They eating, getting drink, smoke.
I ain't watched halftime since print.
Bad Bunny, all that.
But that was the show. We do have highlights from what we promised last week on getting out here to the games to see the youth. We are going to ramp it up a lot more. We want to support the Pee Wee leagues, the middle school, high school sports in Ohio. So we're going to start branching out and bringing other people in to go to games and film. So if you're interested in that, you can contact us. I'll leave the email in the description. Reach out. I'll get back to you. And if you want, a high school student, you're gonna go to the game already, and you want to film, we can link up and do something with you. So we got bonus clips at the end of the video of the team I was talking about last week, the EC Chiefs. CJ Davis, it ended up turning into a highlight reel for him. I was just trying to go get clips of the game.
That's what's up.
But I mean, he had clear over 100 plus yards, maybe over 160, about 150.
What age group is this?
10U.
Okay.
So he's playing multiple positions. You'll see on there tackling, defense tackling. I got he got injured. Got right back up. So
shook it off, huh?
Yeah, I just want to show a little bit of what he did that game. It's a lot of teams out there. It's a lot of kids to highlight. But I like what I saw. The parents are very involved. The stadium was beautiful. They played at Rhodes.
Okay.
So anybody in the neighborhood not doing nothing on Saturday morning, go get some coffee, some donuts or something. Stop by Lazy Days Cafe to the kids' game, man. It's a treat. It's special out there. OG and Nephew show. Stay locked in. EC Chiefs, Saturday football, 1 p.m. game. James Rhodes. CJ Davis with the interception. Told y'all. That boy bad. Once again, CJ at wide receiver receives the touchdown pass.